On a hot summer day, a man stood by the roadside, his eyes scanning the passing crowd. His gaze fell upon two young girls, one 14 and the other no more than 10, selling prickly pears. A twisted thought crossed his mind, and he decided to kidnap the older girl, rape her, and then kill her. He approached the girls and told the older one to come with him to his farm. He claimed to have an abundance of prickly pears that he didn't need, and that they could take as much as they wanted for free. The older girl refused, insisting they needed to sell their wares. Undeterred, the man followed them and, finding an isolated spot, approached them again. The older girl sat behind him on his distinctive red motorcycle, while the younger one trailed behind. Fearing exposure, he took the younger girl with him as well. Reaching his secluded hideout, he threatened the girls with a sharp knife and began assaulting the older one. When the younger girl protested, he killed her in a fit of rage, fearing discovery. He then continued his assault on the older girl and killed her before burying both bodies in a shallow grave beneath his bed. This man was the illegitimate son of a prostitute. Born while she was in prison, he was raised by a simple farmer after his mother's release. He never knew his real father and spent 30 years in ignorance of his origins. Fluent in French, he had dropped out of school and was short, unattractive, but highly intelligent. He had once been engaged to his cousin, whom he loved deeply. After traveling to France to make money, he returned to find her married to someone else. Consumed by rage, he sought revenge, not against her, but against her son. He later murdered his former fiancé's son to quench his anger and pain. His first crime involved a young boy who was hitchhiking. The man offered the boy a ride and then lured him to a farm, promising to pay him for picking almonds. Once there, he saw an opportunity and attempted to rape the boy. When the boy tried to escape, he strangled him and buried the body. This was the beginning of a series of gruesome crimes against children, totaling over 13 victims. Among them was the son of his former fiancée, whom he had targeted for revenge. He had tried to entice her to leave her husband, but she refused. Enraged, he kidnapped her son and brutally murdered him. This case became the primary focus of his trial. The serial killer was eventually apprehended after multiple arrests. He had escaped custody on several occasions, committing more crimes before being finally captured. Classified as a sex offender, his crimes were attributed to severe psychological distress and personality disorders that did not absolve him of responsibility. He was sentenced to death by hanging. Ironically, while executions typically last only 4 to 5 minutes, it took the serial killer 13 minutes to die, as if divine retribution were meting out punishment for each life he had taken. Would you like me to translate a specific part of the story, or perhaps provide a summary of the plot?